2 weeks ago, tragedy struck the town of Parkland, Florida, when a lone gunman opened fire at his former high school, killing 17 students and teachers and injuring many more. Since then, there's been so much discussion about gun control, mental health, school safety, and it's been a lot. Every time an incident like this happens, the same cycle occurs. Thoughts and prayers are sent, people debate the issue over social media, people talk about change, but nothing gets done. Congress fails time and time again to make any laws regarding gun control, and people move on until the next tragedy strikes. We've become so desensitized to the senseless tragedies in today's world that it has become the new normal. I think that what makes Parkland different is that students are using their social media presence, their voices, and their anger and frustration to fight for change. The students are organizing and inspiring nationwide walkouts, they are talking to senators and media, they are making sure that they are heard. However, not every person wants to hear what these teens have to say.
It's about creating a badge of shame to put on anybody who is accepting money from the NRA. Republican, Democrat, Independent.
They say that tougher gun laws do not decrease gun violence. We call BS!
When a group of Parkland survivors took a bus ride to Tallahassee to ask the state legislature to talk about gun control, this is what they did.
As more than 100 students from Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School make their way to Florida's state capitol as we speak, here's what they're walking into. State legislators in Tallahassee just now declined to even hear a bill having to do with an assault rifle ban.
The legislature may have decided that gun control is not an important enough issue to discuss, but Florida Governor Rick Scott has expressed his support for raising the age to purchase firearms. But what are some actual opinions to prevent shootings in the future? This is what the president has to suggest to protect students.
It's called concealed carry, where a teacher would have a concealed gun on them. They'd go for special training, and they would be there, and you would no longer have a gun-free zone.
Is arming teachers the answer? This proposal has received some mixed reviews from educators, students, and politicians like this.
They're there to teach. They're not supposed to be there to protect us and have to worry about if they're going to have to shoot a kid that day.
The president's really latched onto my idea that we need to end gun-free zones, that we need to actually allow good people to defend our students in classrooms.
When you add more guns to an already chaotic scene, you should expect more tragedies.
Another option that people are looking into is mental health. Some mass shooters, like the Parkland shooting, have been mentally ill, and this has raised the question of preventing people with mental illnesses from buying firearms. But is that the solution? Should we be investing in mental health to help people find resources to have support for a range of mental illnesses? Is mental illness the only thing to blame? The people kill people rhetoric has been repeated time and time again by Second Amendment supporters, and they do not believe that guns are the issue. But this shouldn't be a blame game. Gun control is more than blaming the left for wanting to take away people's guns, or blaming mentally ill people, or blaming the NRA, or blaming the right for wanting to have guns. Gun control is something that we need to talk about as a society, and blaming the other side does nothing. We live in a world where people are afraid to go to schools and concerts, and that isn't a world we should be living in. No matter what your stance is on gun control, change needs to be made, and Congress needs to take action to prevent future tragedies, because an average of 90 people are killed every day in America due to guns, and that's ridiculous. We can create laws to change who can buy guns, we can increase mental health funding, we can make guns more difficult to fire, we can create stricter background checks, we can hold gun safety courses. Any action is better than no action. For Political Update, I'm Cassidy Slayman.